The decade has been marked by strong growth, the lowest unemployment in a generation, and yet remarkably little inflation.
T-minus 10, 9, 8. We have a go for main engine start. We have main engines up and running. 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff.
Suffice it to say, when we look back after our success, we'll look at this as one of the critical success factors and one of the key milestones in getting to where we're ultimately going. Because I said the buzz has to go down. Somebody's got a buzz saw. There's always a joker in every crowd.
Gosh, I mean, I think in terms of community and users for the Mucho community member, it's just going to be a whole new experience. It's just going to be one of those things where you're like a new site, you go on and you kind of tinker with it. For us, the people who built the site, the people who have been working on it, it's going to be a make or break. It's going to be kind of one of those things where everything is working well and everyone's happy because they put so much time and energy into it, or it's going to be a clankety clank, like, oh shit.
Mucho is the kinda that I want to be. Boom, 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 boom. Just come on and interview me, 'cause I'm a mucho.
I found out about Mucho. I was enthralled. Sounded like rock and roll. Sounded like some fun.
The look and feel of the site was to be facilitative and to be helpful and to be instructive.
A Java object is a piece of a program that keeps track of a single conceptual entity. So we have an object that represents a page in the site. If you think of a page as a separate object, then you probably should write a Java object that represents that.
When you come to a stress point, I want you to be soft on the people and hard on the problem.
Kind of rethinking
what is
that,
your Mucho fantasy?
Yeah, what is your Mucho fantasy?
Well, to be able to stand upright and put my head level again without, messing up my shirt.
Mucho, the people in Mucho all join together and everybody gets to try on different hats and participate equally.
It's a classic startup environment where we basically we do whatever needs to be done.
You should have been here yesterday when we brought in Michael Gerber and his whole entourage, and out in the hallway I was telling them to keep their hands in their pockets because they were, all the technical team were working so hard and keeping their heads straight down to the grindstone, that and the creative team. And I walked in with all of them, and I walked in here, and all 5 of them are playing some video game. And these guys just start busting up. It was brutal. Brutal. And it's like, oh, Beauty's got the helmet on. It's our really hard to work Mucho team.
Oh, who got me?
Seminar that we're going to put on? No. Really? We are going to invite 25 hand-picked executives from associations across the country to come out for a 3-day seminar. We're going to put together an e-commerce panel, and then we're going to put on a Mucho presentation and sort of We don't have the car to sell right now, so we're going to bring them to the factory because we're having a hard time closing those deals. We're going to take them out to Napa Valley for this big, wine 'em and dine 'em event, and then hopefully that last day we're going to seal the deal on about 10 of them to co-market with them.
Something like this seminar, and to bring you folks out as much money as that costs, it's a lot less money than a Super Bowl ad, and it's a lot more targeted. And it fits in with our strategy because what we really are trying to do is build a more cohesive and coherent community where your members will come back to us, not just try us out once and go away. We really want your members to be part of our community and to do something that really sticks together.
And then everyone got excited about it. The deadline was Friday. We extended it from Tuesday. And the money had to be in on Friday, and then one of our competitors, Avia, went public on Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, it was Wednesday. And they were originally supposed to price at $11. They ended up pricing at $21. The first trade of the day was $46. It traded up to around $68 or somewhere in that neighborhood that day and closed at $60, which gives it a valuation of $5 billion. And so anyone who was on the fence saw that and couldn't help but invest. Anyone who was thinking that they didn't want to invest thought all of a sudden, wow, I better get into this. And the people that were already going to put money in decided maybe I should put more.
Mucho has been organized or laid out across the organizational chart. So we have sections of Mucho dealing with management, finance, HR, insurance, retirement, sales, marketing, government, and all the way down the line to shipping and receiving.
We were just an idea. We were just 5 people with an idea and a piece of paper.
An avatar is a symbol, or a kind of like a statue would be an avatar, or a symbol of representing one's personality. In this case, representing one's personality. And so, as a member to mucho.com, we would like to customize the way the member is presented to other members in bulletin boards or during a chat session. And so one of the things that you can find out about other members is not only their name and address and phone number, but their an avatar which kind of expresses their personality.
And instead we're going with more of a, not quite a garage approach, but, buy 12 servers, get the routing equipment you need, and get the thing launched and up and running, and then build it as we go.
The purpose of the Mucho site is to help small businesses grow. It's going to be a site where small to medium-sized businesses can go to one site instead of searching all over the net, having to go to 20 different sites.
Mucho fantasy would be that we actually put out a viable, educational, useful, inexpensive.
Building a website of itself is a challenge, but if you're just building one website, that's not an incredible challenge. It's certainly got its interesting moments, but we were given a directive of Mucho powering other sites with its attitude, with its content, with its whole look and feel, and then it became very interesting. We had to come up with an architecture that would allow us to change a personality at the drop of the hat, change the complete website personality at the drop of the hat.
If we're making this for the guy that I think we're making this for, he wants a Buy Wisely page.
Buy wisely?
The only thing he kept saying over and over was, show me where I can buy something.
What Mucho is going to do from a marketing perspective is we're going after aggregations of business owners, associations, that have long-standing histories and affinity groups with these business owners. So we'll really be co-marketing with those groups and bringing them into the fold of the value proposition of Mucho, which really is saving time, simplifying your business functions, and saving money.
I would say the next month is going to be extremely intense. There's a lot of work to be done.
Right now, I think the biggest challenge is time. We don't have enough time.
What I'm really excited about and maybe dreading a little bit is the week after and just getting everything rolling, because the content department, more than any other department, has a daily maintenance thing to deal with. Plus we're going to be dealing with the creation of the rest of the site, the implementation of different things.
The genius of Blair Witch had nothing to do with people, banging on tents and stuff and saying, I'm so scared, that wasn't it. The brilliance was the marketing. and there's this new hot term for those of you that read marketing literature, like called viral marketing. Have you heard of viral marketing? Yeah. Well, remember last time you had a cold and you think you remember who gave it to you? Yeah, that's kind of like viral marketing.
I think I really like this template thing that we've created, this web frame, let's call it. You know, I really imagined that what we had to do was create a web page, you know, for every single page on the web. And the notion that we can create virtual web pages has wonderful advantages. No, I don't think any of us really anticipated that we would do that. I think necessity forced us to be innovative.
One of the things that I want to bring up now is it was evident to me Friday night that we have this concept in the database model of vendors and partners, and there's obviously going to be some mapping of these vendors into this on display whatever product we use to do that. Somewhere that's got to join at the hip.
The only other thing I would agree is that it also just seems like not a good idea to do, to make a vendor thing like this coincide with a proof of concept type thing. It just seems like a disaster waiting to happen.
After you've built your list of all the accounts you want to see on Mucho, see which ones of those play where, click on them and just print out the affiliate agreement.
It reminds me of, what is it, let's call it a tale of two websites. The best of times, the worst of times. It's the best of times, as I sit here mentally, because I now really believe this is going to happen. And it's not that if pressed I would ever say that I didn't think it happened. It's just that it's not really linear. The psychology. As I sit here, with all the money at risk and all the emotions at risk and reputation at risk, it's not like each day you feel a little better or a little worse. It's more like a pendulum swinging back and forth, and sometimes it swings more quickly than others. And so the best of times, worst of times is, the best of times is I know now for sure we're going to get there. We're going to get to launch. We're going to have the money to get to launch. Somewhere, $2.5 million. The way we've gotten there hasn't been exactly the way I would have expected from the beginning, because I've dedicated more resources to it than I probably expected, and so that causes stress.
Right now we have a 2-month period of a window, and we still are not completely and totally defined what we're building. That's still happening right now. So until they do that, then it's going to be fairly difficult.
The analogy I'll use, because it's a trade-off, the analogy I'll use is when I used to work on shopping center leases. You ever go to a shopping mall, right? Do you ever notice how hard it is sometimes to find the elevator? Or escalator, I'm sorry, right? And you have to walk all the way around the store to get to where's the up, where's the down? You notice that? That's all intentionally designed as non-user friendly to get you to buy stuff. All right? While you work your way around. The up escalators on this side, you got to walk together in the mall. These are very, and this is a little bit of a trade-off. We want ease of navigation and everything.
Sure.
What Jose's saying is, could they bump in, could we structure it so they...
Bump into the ladies' shoes section.
Am I
No, yeah.
doing justice to your point?
Yeah, I mean, for example...
Otherwise he's out of a job.
We're all out of a job.
Yeah, but he goes first.
I think we're going after people who've already been in business for a while. So I think the Learn, Solve, Save is probably directly at a reaction to feedback from their target audience, or who was actually using the site.
This Learn, Solve, Save, to me, it doesn't learn. Every time I go up, it says, Cash, we're assuming that 1/3 of your life you learn, 1/3 you need to solve, and 1/3 you need to save.
I think it's their general attempt at categorizing content.
Yeah, to
like just saying here's here's all this stuff that's going on, but this is how we're seeing stuff breaking out in our site.
Right. You remember what these all stand for, right? This is these shapes. This is love, right? This is and very few circles here. Not a very loving bunch. This is creativity, right?
I got feng shui.
Creativity.
The feng shui of
This here. See this? Look at that.
And creativity, you got both.
Now I love that.
Do you see it? Yeah, right. But look what we're doing here. This is stability.
Oh my
See?
God, I got that in there too. Yeah, stability.
That's why it's muddled. It's a little muddled.
Hey, no.
A little muddled. And this is intelligence.
I'm a Renaissance man.
Okay, we're looking.
No, there's absolutely no
No
intelligence.
triangles. There you go. No, it just strikes me. I just did for discussion purposes.
I'll tell you
a lot of boxes.
Bear with me, this is all strictly off the cuffs. If it don't make sense, you know that the tension was good.
Here's the wine.
I was a lonely company, all by myself. Then I got an invitation to try something new. Now I see the vision so clear, I shed no tears. Mucho, you're one in a million. My association's chance of a lifetime. Now B2B is so easy. And I thank you for showing